I am 42 years old, and when I look back at the start of my career in my 20s, there is one piece of advice I would give myself, and we're going to talk about it in this video. So there's one thing I did in my 20s that I look back on and say, why did I do that? That mistake was working for free. I was young, I was ambitious, and I was desperate to make a good impression on my boss. So when I got my first job, I did a lot of work for free. I was working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. That is an 84-hour work week, when I could have just worked 40 hours a week. I was getting paid a salary that was $30,000 a year. I did not get any overtime, so I was giving all these extra hours to my boss for free. I am not telling you not to work hard. I am telling you not to give away your time for free. There's a difference. You should work hard for the time you agreed, typically 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. But if your boss starts telling you to come in on the weekends without getting paid, you should say no and tell your boss to stop taking advantage of you. As you get older, you realize that time is your most valuable resource. The time investment you give to your boss is not going to benefit you 20 years down the road. You're only going to make your boss richer. You would be making a better investment in yourself by doing almost anything else with your time. In my situation, my employer was taking advantage of me. Now, I thought at the time that if I worked hard, my boss was going to shower me with raises and promotions. I did not receive a single one. And now that I have more experience, I realize that's not even how promotions work. When a manager is deciding promotions, it's not like they line up their workforce and compare how hard people are working. There's a lot of other factors that go into the decision, including office politics. In fact, if you are a hard worker and working a lot of hours for free, it actually works against your chance for promotions. If you're doing the work of 3 people, your boss does not want to lose you because then they will have to hire 3 more people to replace you. I am making this video because I see this happen all the time in business. Employers will take advantage of their staff, and employees do not realize how much power they have. You can just say, no, I will not let you take advantage of me. My recommendation, if you are ambitious, is to work 8 hours a day for your boss and then 4 hours a day for yourself on starting a business. You're still working hard, you're still putting in the hours, but instead of giving your time to your boss, you are investing in yourself and your future. Starting your own business is not your only option either. You could spend 4 hours a day going to the gym, reading business books, or spending time with your kids. You will be better off in 20 years doing any of those things than you would if you worked for your boss for free. You should realize it's not just the lost wages you are losing out on. There are also social and financial costs when you're distracted from the other aspects of your life, and opportunity costs where you could be doing something else with your time. There are some exceptions to this advice. Of course, if you are in company leadership and you are making $200,000 per year, of course you should be working 7 days a week for your employer, but you are being compensated for that. This is my point. There is a difference between someone who makes $200,000 a year and someone making $30,000 a year. The difference is that you should not work on the weekend for free. The $30,000 per year person is being taken advantage of. And you do not move up the corporate ladder from the 30K position to the 200K position because you worked the weekend for free. That's not how promotions work. A lot of this has to do with confidence. If you talk with someone older who has great work experience, and you go to them and you ask them, "Can you spend the weekend working for me for free?" They're going to laugh at you and tell you no. You need to have the confidence that your time is valuable. Let's do a reality check. If you are watching my YouTube channel, you are probably in the top 10% of workers in the job market. People do not normally spend their time watching business educational content. So if that is you, you should realize that you are amazing, and any employer would be lucky to have you working for them. You are probably going to take on a job and perform in the top 10% of anyone they have ever had. So be confident in your deal. You agreed to take a job, they are paying you a certain amount of money, and in return, you are providing 40 hours of great work. You should be focusing on delivering on that agreement. If they want to pay you time and a half to work the weekend, by all means, take the increase in pay. But if they are not paying you more money, it's not worth your time. I know how it feels. You probably worked hard to get hired. Maybe the job is in an industry that is tough to get your foot in the door. But if you're going to work for free, you might as well just start a company and work for free for your own business. Just start doing free work in the industry you want to get into. If it is for your own company, then you will get all the future benefit of your time investment. Do free work for yourself, not your boss. Now, to be fair, if you follow this advice and stand up for yourself, you might get fired. If that happens, you probably were not working for a good boss anyway. Believe it or not, there are good employers out there who do not take advantage of their employees. My estimation is somewhere about 50% of US companies are actively trying to take advantage of their employees. And I think it's horrible. But your goal as a worker is to try to find a job at the 50% of companies that are good. So in my experience, companies asking employees to work for free happens a lot. Companies try to increase their profits not by making better products, but by taking advantage of employees. But my hope is that you realize that you do not have to let this happen to you. You do have a choice. You do not have to let them make you work for free. Just say no. If they fire you, just find a job where they pay you for your work. Again, it comes back to confidence. I fell into the same trap. I was not confident in my value. I did a lot of free work, and I look back on it as a lot of wasted time. And here's my advice to all the companies out there. Treat your employees better. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think you should work for free? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Zach from Wolves in Finance. Let's go out and make some money.